again, my friends. I am so glad that you've taken the time out to join me right now. It is day 31, day 31. Wow. So over 1 month ago, we started this journey to an healthier, happy, and prosperous life. Welcome. Thank you for checking this video out. Look, so right now, you should be on the runway. If you are following up these videos, we have been doing the airplane analogy, as in the airplane being in the airport. And the last time we said that you need to get on the runway. Get on the runway. That was the last thing we spoke about. So you were still on the runway. If you're on the runway, it means that you got to go through some process before you can actually take off. Now, just the same way how you got to go through a few steps before you take off. Now, there are a few things that's so important before you get to the taking off aspect, because that's the very, very dangerous part, the taking off aspect, with so many lives that you are in charge of when the plane is in the sky. Now, I'm calling this episode Brain Power. That is correct. Brain power. You need brain power to be able to not to control and to watch everything around you and know exactly what you need to do at different times when you need to do everything. You need brain power to control your team, to control the staff, to know that everything is okay. You need brain power to know who is coming in and out of the plane, of course, that even before you had taxied down or taxied away from the gate, either or, vice versa, as far as I'm concerned, you also need to know that the doors were shut and the doors were closed. You need to know what your flight attendants are doing. You also need to ensure that you are looking over every aspect of everything. The check sheets, you're checking off the check sheets as well. Make sure that everything is signed, everything is okay. And you would begin to do a lot of these stuff while the plane is at the gate. Now, while the plane is at the gate and while the plane is on the runway, there are 6 things that a pilot needs to know. 6 things that a pilot needs to know before that pilot can really be able to maneuver that particular plane. Now, I will not be saying it all right now or reading it all right now, but just to give you just a basic idea of exactly what I'm talking about. Now, the first one is airspeed indicator. The airspeed indicator. This tells a pilot the indicator airspeed in knots. That's K-N-O-T-S, in knots, or in some cases, in Mach number. Airspeed is sometimes also depicted in true airspeed, which is valuable information for the flight planning. So the very flight planning to plan the flight requires that the pilot also be checking out this particular monitor on the screen for this purpose. True airspeed is the actual speed of the airplane in relation to the air and is corrected for temperature and density effects. So you can see how much things this one airspeed indicator controls. If you want to learn some more about that, you may just go ahead and check it out. The next thing that the pilot needs to know is the altimeter. The altimeter reflects the aircraft's vertical height above MSL, or in other words, it means sea level, corrected for outside air pressure. I mean, of course, you don't want this thing to be broken and the plane goes too low, and before you know it, the plane hits the water. Good Lord, no way. I would not want to be in that plane. Now, the pilot sets the appropriate pressure setting, a local setting for those flying below 18,000 feet, And the alternator will depict the corresponding altitude above MSL. So again, you may go ahead and research to find out more about these things. The third one I want to look at is the vertical speed indicator. The vertical speed indicator is the rate of the aircraft's climb or descend. The climb when it takes off and it's going up, when it descends about land. Usually depicted in feet per minute, FPM, on a vertical speed indicator, VSI. The level of flight, the VSI minute, FPM, on a vertical speed indicator. The level of flight versus the VS needle points to 0 feet. The VSI works by measuring and comparing the static pressure inside of an expandable capsule to the metastatic pressure outside of the capsule. So a bunch of metrics there that might even seem confusing to some folks. Bottom line is just explaining what the pilot needs to know to be able to maneuver that plane. That when you travel and I travel, we all can be safe. So the same thing goes that when you are operating your business, you've got to know every ins and out of the business. Brain power. They're able to control every aspect of it. You know where the cost is going. You know the capital needed to get that business going. You know exactly how much money will be needed. You know exactly how much money will be needed to spend to get all your products, all your goods in. If there is building involved, as in to say, build a building or to get a stall together or to build an hut or whatever it's going to require. If there's any overhead expenditures, you are also going to need to know that. You also need to conclude, do you need a software to take care of all your accounting needs, or is it something that you can do for yourself? You also going to have to figure out if there's an overhead cost. What is the estimation of how much this will cost me on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, on a monthly basis? So you're using a lot of brain power here to make things happen. You also got to conclude, what service do you start off with? How do you market the business? How do you generate sales? How do you get in customers? How do you keep customers? How do you keep customers satisfied? So a lot of brain power is going into it. And it's a similar thing that the pilot has to do, only that he has to learn a particular system so that he can deliver excellent service to you. Because when it's a rough patch in that plane ride, folks begin to scream and cry out and wondering if the pilot knows what he's doing sometimes, right? Even though at times it's so, the pilot cannot control it because it's a rough patch, weather, some folks will say that's equal to in a car, it's a pothole. But these are things that a pilot has to know in trying to maneuver that particular plane. Okay, there's also the altitude indicator. The altitude indicator is possibly the most important instrument for the pilots. In one glance, a pilot can tell if the aircraft is climbing, descending, turning, or straight and level. It gives a direct indicator of changes to pitch, altitude, and bank. The altitude indicator consists of an artificial horizon that is a background for a miniature airplane. So it seems to me that on that screen there would be an airplane that mimics the real plane that the pilot is in. So that little plane or icon of a plane inside of that dashboard would seemingly moves to everything that the pilot does. If the pilot makes a right turn, that little thing turns right too. If you make a left turn, that things turn left. If the pilot moves that joystick to go up, that thing moves in the same direction. So they can watch that particular plane on the inside to know whether the actual plane, is doing what it's supposed to do. It's pretty cool, right? Yeah. Now, the other thing I want to cover is the heading indicator. The heading indicator, a basic tool of navigation. The heading indicator provides directional information to the pilot, similar to the way of magnetic compass does. The heading indicator itself is not north-seeking, but can depict an accurate heading when aligned to a magnetic compass. The heading indicator is a gyroscopic instrument and can be vacuum driven or electrically powered. As the aircraft turns left or right, the heading indicator will change to depict a new heading between 0 and 359 degrees on a compass card. So just a few things right there about that heading indicator. And finally, it's called the turn coordinator. The turn coordinator. So you can see that there are steps. So we call this again protocols. So in your business, in your organization, with that brain power, you got to also establish things on a protocol. There are steps you got to follow because you want to be successful. There are steps you got to follow to get there. So, and you also realize too that one cannot go without the other, but they are connected together to get to that end result that you are looking for and that you want to arrive at. So the turn coordinator is another gyroscopic instrument that can be either electrical or vacuum driven. It's one of the simplest instruments with a miniature airplane that dips its wings one way or another to show the rate of turn or rate or roll. So you can see here that all these different instruments, they have their purpose. They all have their purpose. They all have their use, but they come together to make up one unit. Just like your body. Just like your body. The head. The head controls every other aspect of your body. I'm sure that you all agree with me, right? That's basic science, right? But without the head, the hand can't move. It goes so fast that you don't even think about it. You just do it automatically. Some folks may call it reflex or whatnot. But God forbid if the head is not there, what's going to happen? The arm can't move. The legs can't move. You can't do anything on your body because you need the central component, the head. And so while all these different units are connected to the dashboard or to that meter system in the plane, they all come together to make up one unit. So as you put your business together, as you put your plans together, as you put it all together, it all must make sense. It's going to be one unit. And everything will come together to work for your good so that your business, so that your organization can be successful. If one thing is missing and you have the others, there's going to be a problem. It's going to be an off-balance situation. And you want to make sure that everything is balanced. So as you get your brain game on, you got to make sure that even as you network, be it that you're doing affiliate marketing, check out the company that affiliate marketing is coming from. Know who they are. Know how long they've been in business. Check out a few history. Write down everything that you're going to be linking to. Just says, I'm going to be an affiliate for this particular item. Know the cost of it. Know the profit that you're going to get back or the incentives you're going to get. Know everything about it. Do your research. Know everything about it. Get your brain game on. That is correct. Get your brain game on. So whatever you are going to spend time doing, that it all comes together as one unit that's going to work for you and the way you want it to work. Okay? So even if you are an athlete and you just get a sponsorship to go to the NBA, I know that you are going to look over the contract to make sure that everything is all right. If you're a regular engineer that is about to get a contract somewhere, you're not just going to take someone's word of mouth. You're going to look over the contract just to make sure everything is okay. Whatever it stipulates is according to how it was said before you sign on the dotted line saying that, yes, I do agree. So when you are paid $1,000, for example, you know that you sign up or you bargain for $1,000. Get your brain game on. Get your brain game on. So that as your brain power is activated and is working, you will not miss out on anything that is going to help you to get to that final destination. Thank you so much for watching. God bless. Until next time, get your brain power game on.
Dame la ciencia.